Tim Drake and Jason Todd are lost in their nightmares together, but how will they get out? This is a part of the Night Terrors event, in which the world of DC has been hit with a nightmare wave. Everyone has been put to sleep and they are being forced into their nightmares. The Nightmare Stone is hidden in someone's nightmare, and the villain is attacking all of our heroes within their nightmares to find it. This is Comicstorian. I take comic books, turn them into audio drama so that you know what's going on and what you should be adding to your collection. And today we're going to be bringing you Night Terror Robin, which is the story of Tim Drake and Jason Todd, since Nightwing and Damian have their own stories. Crime never stops in Gotham. Certainly not before the world event that could put the unknowing inhabitants to sleep. For Tim Drake, he continues to put himself to the absolute limits by not resting night after night on his patrols and arrests, where across town, another Bat family member finds himself in a similar position, though Jason Todd would never admit it. But for these two, they're about to get some much-deserved sleep, just not in the way that they'd want. As the nightmare wave covers the world, these two Robins are easily taken by its mists. But they somehow manage to find themselves within the same dream. Jason rubs his head asking, "Tim, what are you doing here? I told Oracle I didn't need any backup." And Tim begins to get up and look around. "I'm not sure where you were before the energy wave, but I wasn't in some twisted joke of Gotham." Jason then takes in the floating buildings and giant tentacles. "All right, point taken. So are we in some alternate universe or something?" "I don't think so. It feels like I'm in the seediest part of Gotham, but also on my way to class in 10th grade. The morphing landscape, the strange logic, the mental leaps. It's quite possible that we're both dreaming." "Funny that you mention that. I get the strangest feeling that I know that it's my 53rd birthday, and that we're being watched. But if this is a dream, how do I know that you're real? Let's test it." Jason punches Tim with enough force to knock him back. "Hey, what was that for?" "I did it in the last dream that I had with you. Except this time, you turned into a bunch of little cartoon birds." Tim then spits out all of the teeth in his mouth. "Yeah, this is definitely a dream. The fact that I can still talk without any teeth is proof of that. Having your teeth fall out is a common nightmare. Considering who I'm stuck with, it appears that we're trapped in one of those." Tim begins to examine his surroundings, stating that they both have derealization disorder symptoms, feeling like you're awake but you're trapped in a dream. Batman's files on Dr. Destiny from the JLA computers talk about how to recognize if you're in the dreamscape. And if you can feel pain, you can most likely die here as well. So if this is all in their heads, great. And if not, they're in big trouble. I hate to admit it, but I think you're right. Considering the atmosphere in here just went from bad to worse, I'm gonna take your word for it. Some of the surroundings change again to a scene of a graveyard as two hands reach out, grabbing each of their legs. One voice tells Tim not to fret, little birds, and another voice tells Jason that this nightmare is only beginning. The two are then dragged and separated by the skeleton-like claws, as Tim yells, "Remember, things can actually hurt. Try and stay alive and I'll find you." "Ha! Worry about yourself, Tim. If these things can hurt, then we can hurt them back. Just try to keep your head in the game!" As Tim blinks, he finds himself in a familiar kitchen, his dad's apartment. And it's just as it was when... Wait. No, he begins to panic as he realizes what's going on. He looks at the calendar to confirm his suspicions and realizes that this is the day that Captain Boomerang came and killed his father. Suddenly, Tim's father is yelling at Boomerang to get out of the house, so Tim runs over shouting to not try and fight. "Just run! I'll save you, Dad!" Meanwhile, with Jason, he has a similar feeling as he wanders around a bunch of shipping containers. Beautiful. Brings back such lovely memories. "And Tim, you better not be dreaming of your cushy bedroom back in the manor." But a voice chimes in. "Jason, Tim isn't just as much hot water as you. Whoever said that, step out of the shadows before I start filling you with bullets." The figure then steps out. "We are happy to oblige, but sadly for you, you're a little outgunned." Then Jason is struck in the back of the head with a crowbar. Back with Tim, he races down the hallway, calling out to his dad, telling him to hang on and he'll save him. He's gonna make it this time. He's going to. But as soon as he turns the corner, he hears a bang and a shellac as he sees his father with a boomerang in his chest. Tim stumbles forward as he falls to his knees. His father tells him, "You should have tried harder. You're supposed to save people." Soon a voice laughs. "I really hate to see it. Poor little hero gets the chance to change history and save his father, and you still can't hack it. Can you, Tim?" Tim looks up to see the voice is coming from a nightmare version of himself, but one that looks like our villain, Insomnia. It goes on stating that he was supposed to be the Robin that made a difference. He wasn't drafted, he walked right in and demanded the role. So why is he so bad at being Robin? Why do you keep letting everyone down? Tim stares up, trying to even process what is going on. And Insomnia asks, "No answer. Beautiful. Then we'll just have to run it back." As Insomnia snaps his fingers, the world shifts once more, and Tim finds himself in the kitchen just moments ago. He hears his father arguing with Boomerang, and he asks, "Do you think this is a game? Fine. Game on." Meanwhile, back with Jason, he begins to wake up from being attacked by his nightmare self. "I hope you enjoyed that cheap shot, because it's the only one you're gonna get." The hulking nightmare tells him, "Good, you haven't given up yet. I was worried you'd thrown in the towel, like you did with dear old mom back at the warehouse. Say, how many times do you think you need to be hit in the head, like the Joker did before you beg Batman to come and save you?" There's a gunshot, and Jason gets back up, looking down at the nightmare. "It's a little hard to run your mouth with a rubber bullet in it. For the record, I won't be calling Batman or anyone else for help. I don't need it." As Jason turns to leave, he pulls open the door and he sees dozens of heads, the floating heads of his mother. "I'm sorry, Jason. He made me, Jason. He killed my little boy. The Joker killed my little boy." Jason steps back. What the hell is this? And the nightmare hulking version of Jason begins to split. "Oh, please excuse Sheila's crying. This game isn't over yet. I forgot to explain the rules. They're really quite simple. They win until you die. Are you ready to play again?" Jason grabs his gun. "Yeah, round 2, losers." Soon, the 3 nightmares split again into 10 nightmares, and just as Jason shoots one down, 2 more stand back up in its place. One nightmare head morphs into the Joker, telling him, "Face it, the red helmet that you wear is one step away from the man who put you down. You're going to die all alone here, and sooner or later, you're going to end up like me." Jason opens fire on the nightmares. "I'm here to put down nightmares like you." The nightmares laugh, asking, "Oh, did we strike a nerve? Wonder how well the other little bird is holding up." Back with Tim, he runs into a room to see his father killed again and again. And Insomnia looks at him. 52 times and you've never even been close. Hate to say it, but it looks like it's over for you as Robin. You wouldn't even happen to have a backup career, would you?" Tim turns his anger towards Insomnia and attacks, but the nightmare dodges, striking back. "I'll give you this, you're trying your best. It's just too bad that your best is never good enough." But as Tim is kicked away, he flies through the wall. "I can't give up being Robin." And then a hand reaches out, telling him to take her hand. "You don't have to keep doing this, we're here to stop it, Tim." Tim sees Stephanie and the others. "Finally, I knew you guys would come. We gotta stop this twisted Robin. We have to save my dad and escape from..." But Stephanie tells him that she never said anything about helping him. They're here to stop this. He thought he could have it all, that he was the best Robin that there was. Batman didn't have any training when his father died. What's your excuse, Tim? Now just stay back before anyone else gets killed. Everyone turns and leaves with Tim reaching out. "Wait, you can't do this! You're one of my best friends, I can't lose you two!" As Tim runs into the next room, he sees that they all too share the same fate as his father. The nightmare tells him, "You wanted to carry the world on your wings, but you can't even keep the ones close to you alive. How do you wear that uniform? How do you call yourself a hero? How do you even go on breathing?" Tim pushes the nightmare away. "Stop! Leave me alone! This little exercise isn't optional. I created it to teach you a lesson. Your last lesson. Where are you going?" Tim charges into his room, curling up on the bed. And that's when he hears bang and shulk over and over again as his dad dies repeatedly. Until finally Nightmare comes. He whispers into Tim's ear, "Face it, you can't save anyone. You're going to get everyone killed someday. And then we're going to reset it again and again until you beg for death." Tim screams for him to shut up, but in that brief moment he can hear Jason calling out to him. Tim asks, "Where are you? We gotta get out of here fast, Jason." Jason is standing, his back against the wall. "Sounds like we're both in just as much hot water. I messed up. I messed up bad. Tim tells them that they just need to focus. They just need a plan. But back with Jason, dozens upon dozens of nightmares are inching closer. He's just made the situation worse. All right, you gotta think of a good plan quick, because I'm at the end of my line. And that concludes the Robin issue. Now, like I said at the beginning, Nightwing is getting his own issue, and Damian is getting his stuff in the back of Batman. That's why we had a story about Tim Drake and Red Hood. But what did you guys think about this? I kind of like this, although it is disobeying some of the rules that were set forth. Like, I don't think we have any reason why Tim and Jason are in the same dream, and we'll probably never get the reason. They just didn't want to forget any of the Robins. But what did you guys think about this nightmare as we continue to bring you all of the night terrors that I find interesting? Make sure you like and subscribe and check back here because you can get all the videos that I find interesting up here on the channel. And don't forget to get early access. Go to our YouTube memberships or to our Patreon. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you.